Hello buddy, welcome back to Tears of the Kingdom. We are going to be going over restoring Lurelin village. Now, I have already defeated all of the enemies that were originally placed here. You need to do all in one go. If a blood moon happens, it is going to restore them. So make sure either one has just happened or, you know, you clear it out before a blood moon occurs. Otherwise, you're going to have to do it twice. If you are struggling to find one of the enemies in here, it is over in this well. It likes to hide in here. So if you're struggling to find the last one, that's where it likely is. That's where it was for me anyways. Either way, once that's done, you should find that we now have a familiar face, and I can't remember his name. He was in Breath of the Wild. Now waiting for us down at the beach, and we're going to speak to this guy to get the quest to restore the actual village started. And at this point then, we're going to be faced with gathering 20 Hylian rice and 15 logs. The Hylian rice is the quickest of this, but we're going to get the logs first because you may get some Hylian rice whilst getting the logs because it does drop from grass. It's rare, but the way in which you farm this kind of naturally, if you don't want to just purchase it, which is what I'm going to do, is you just chop the grass, okay? And you will just occasionally get Hylian rice to drop. So we're going to go with getting the trees first, the logs, because whilst we're getting the trees, you know, maybe we'll get some Hylian rice and that can save us some money. So the place we want to go for the trees, because he specifically does not want any of these palm trees here, is right at the top of the hill. We got a set of trees here, set of trees here, and a set of trees here. We just need to have 15 out of those. Now, bear in mind, some of these trees will be I always call them treants, but they're just living trees that like to attack us. So just bear them in mind as we go. Be sure to bring along any wood cutting implement you like. We're just going to start chopping down some trees. It's probably easiest to start furthest back and come forward. I don't think there's 14 between these two small copses here. So what I'm going to suggest is that we actually go up over that way. Decided it's going to rain for me because that's the kind of lucky person I am when I'm recording. But I'm going to make my way to the top of these cliffs here and then we'll start chopping some trees. Okay, so just so you can see where I am, here we are. I'll start chopping these trees down. I just want to show you guys one of the enemy ones. I don't know, like, if you guys have fought them before. I don't know if you know that all you need to do is hit them twice with the axe, just like any other tree, and they'll fall down. But I just want to show you me at least taking one down before we skip forward a little bit. I know you're all here. There's one. Cool. Right. Whack. And then, obviously, if you don't get whacked first, move out of the way of his attack. These really aren't difficult. I'm just being complacent because I'm recording. But anyways, there we are. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, chop all these trees down. Once you got some trees chopped down, then we're going to go ahead and obviously ultra hand these together, because taking these all the way down to the village one by one would be an absolute chore. I mean, this already is kind of a chore, but now we just kind of line them up, turn them into well, I'm going to basically turn them into 3 rafts of 5, just to make them easy to count. I believe there's like somewhere between like 12 and 14. I can't remember the exact number in this particular copse, but this should have most of the trees that we need all in one go. Now, before we move on, I just want to show you guys, this meadow here is a pretty good place to farm for Hylian rice if you want to. I just kind of want to show what it might look like. I've already had one drop here. Oh, look at that. That's very nice, isn't it? So the best thing to do, really, is get a heavy weapon and basically turn into a lawnmower, right? So you want to be, like, spinning like this. And once your stamina starts getting towards the end, what we want to do, right? So let's just keep going. Oh, man, I just hit one of my trees. Press B to cancel out of it, and then you can just kind of have a look, see what you've dropped. I managed to get one there. Look, there we are. That's real nice. And then again, once the stamina's done, let's find another grassy bit. Have we got any more grassy bits that's not near my trees? Because otherwise that's going to be awkward. And the reason I'm pressing B at the end of it is so we don't lose any stamina on the, not stamina, but durability on the sword. So if you, if your money is too good to spend on Hylian rice, that is something that you can do if you want. Save yourself some money. We're going to move over to the next copse now, just over this way. There are quite a lot of them alive in this one, so just bear that in mind as we're moving over. Also, I just thought another good tip. So I'm going to drop this down here. Now, there is an issue. If it slides all the way down into the village to the point where it despawns, then it'll disappear and you'll have to start again. So a good idea as well is to just rewind it ever so slightly and then cancel it so that it loses all of its momentum and stays right there, so that you don't have to kind of restart this for another run. Cool. So it looks messy, but I just bought a load more from the top of the tree. I figured I'd rather, I don't know, should have basically too many rather than too few. We'll go ahead, we'll take these down into the village. Speak to our pink-bottomed buddy here. He's going to be real happy that we bought him all the logs. After that, we'll need to deliver 20 Hylian rice. Now, of course, I showed you guys how you can get it from the grass. That is a little bit slow. So if you have some rupees and you want to go a little bit faster, we've got some options. First up, you can go ahead and purchase it from the merchants in Hateno Town. Hateno Town has 5. I can bring it up on the map for a second, right here. You can also get an extra 10 in Hateno if you do the school quest. I'll make sure that the videos for that are linked at the end of this video, so you can go ahead and do it. That'll be the end screens for this one. If I haven't already said it, obviously I'm kind of just a bit mind-boggled right now with all the videos we're doing. And you can get another 3 from Lookout Landing as well. So if you really need like loads, you can obviously get 5 from Hateno Village, then go back, buy these 3, rest here at the bonfire because that'll be free, and then go back and get another 5, that's going to give you 12, and then do the quest, that's going to give you 22. Should be real easy. Either way, once that's done, we can go ahead, speak to Bolson here, so we can go ahead and give him the Hylian rice that we've collected. So now we need to start talking about getting the builds done. Let's go with the homes first. Village Hen's house. We're just going to work our way down the list. So if it's something like this, these ones are pretty easy. Ooh, let's go. So we just need to get a log through that hole there. This time it is obviously going to be a palm one. Let's go ahead and start by getting rid of the box out of the way. Let's start with getting the box out of the way. Good thing is these ones should drop us some loot as well, which is nice. And then we need to go ahead, cut down a palm tree, and we want a straightish one, I reckon. So let's go with this one over here. This one should be good. And then what we want to do is we want to thread the thin end through the ring that we now have available. Excuse me, this is kind of awkward now. This can be a bit of a pain in the ass. Hopefully this doesn't take me too long to get it through. Just want to thread that in, okay, and then we can straighten it up, drop it down. Nice and easy. Shouldn't be too difficult. So we're obviously on the second home now, and it's going to be exactly the same. I'm just going to grab one of these straight-looking palm trees over here, get this cut down and threaded in the same way. Just so you guys can see, nice 45-degree angle. Keep it low, get it underneath, and we can start lifting it in. Straighten it up, drop it down. Should not be any trouble, realistically. So then moving on to the inn, we're going to climb up the side. This one's a tiny bit more of a puzzle just because you need to make sure you can reach the junk that is underneath the things that we can stand on. So make sure you kind of jump in first so that we can lift stuff out, throw it away. Like this. And you can see that there's actually parts inside the water. Look, this is why we wanted to stand here. And then lastly, we can jump onto the side to get rid of the last piece. Gonna be another easy one. Let's just make sure we break the boxes here. Cheers for all the free arrows, guys. I need those. And then much like last time, let's find ourselves a nice straight palm tree, get it chopped down and threaded through. There we are, that's in. There we go, straighten up. Sorted. And then lastly, as you can see, we're going to move on to the treasure shop. Okay, so for this next one, what we're going to do, we're going to lift the log onto the floor that we want to go to. And then we're going to climb on up, because this should allow us to thread it in nice and easy. And then we're going to actually climb onto the rim itself as well, just to give ourselves that extra little bit of elevation. So that we can lift the tree nice and high and bring it through the hole.